Hey everybody, we're doing a car review today. So one of the things that I get to do that's really awesome is test drive cars. This has come about through the blogging stuff and the podcasting stuff, and it's pretty awesome. I've got a great relationship with the Kia brand through a company called DriveShop, who are totally legit, totally awesome people. I've gotten to meet a lot of people both from Kia and DriveShop. They're great. And this is the one that I have this week. It's the 2017 Kia Sportage SX. So let's go for a drive. Alright, so let's get right to it. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride for right now, but it's all good. The boring stuff out of the way first. Well, it's not boring to me, and it won't be boring to you if you're a car person. It comes with a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged engine, 3 modes, standard, eco, and sport. From what I can tell, the sport mode, all it really does is stiffen up the suspension. That's about as far as I think it takes us into being sporty. I don't know if you felt that little pull, but there is a little bit of a turbo lag, and we're going to get to that. Because this isn't just a review video, it's a 10 things I like and hate video. The first thing we'll start with, though, is an initial reaction. Now, I have now officially tried out, have driven all of the Kia line of cars. So one of those cars is the Kia Sorento. The Sorento that I got to try out was, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, like the full package. Like everything you could possibly get in the Sorento was in there. Kind of like their luxury SUV model. It was big. It was pretty big. I mean, it wasn't, the sun. It wasn't like gargantuan like the GMC Yukon or anything like that, because that's just freaking huge, or the Yukon XL, whatever they call it. But it was pretty big, pretty spacious, and from my initial understanding of what I'm in now, the Sportage, was that the Sportage is basically a slimmed down version of the Sorento. And so far, that's pretty much proving to be true. Now, this isn't the fully loaded one like the Sorento was, so there are certain things that it doesn't come with. Like, for instance, in the Sorento Sport mode, or in the Sorento modes in general, you could also choose a mode for your steering wheel. So if you wanted sport mode suspension with a looser steering wheel, you could do that. Or if you wanted a stiffer sport steering wheel with looser suspension, you could do that too. Just as a for instance. That is not available on this. Now, the other Kia that I've been in, well, I've been in all of them, but one of the other ones that really pertains to this situation is the Kia Soul, the little toaster looking thing, which doesn't so much look like a toaster anymore. So basically, the idea in my head going into it was this was going to be halfway between the toaster and the oversized SUV. And yeah, it's pretty much right there. It's right in that really nice comfort level. But let's get onto those top 10 lists. Alright, so number 1, and this isn't in any sort of ranking, you know, it's not favorite to least favorite or least favorite to favorite. It's just the 10 things that I like about it. Number 1, what we were just talking about, the size. Like I said, going into it, I figured it was going to be a mix between the Sorento and the Soul. And that seems about right. It can hold your family and all of the stuff that comes with your family comfortably, but it's not hard to parallel park it, or park it in general. It's just not. Alright, number 2, the engine. The engine is really, really, really good. It's very responsive. It hauls ass when you need it to haul ass, because it really does. It's ridiculous. One of the things that this comes with, it has the slap shift option. For those of you who don't know, it's when you can move your gear lever over to the left or right if you're in a right-handed car, and then you can flick it up and down. But instead of just having that, this car also has the flappy paddles behind the steering wheel. I don't know if you can see that right now. Here, let me... There, you can see one of them right there. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. I mean, not that I've had too much fun in this car. So the flappy paddle shifting, the shifting in general, you know, the transmission in general, with this great little engine, like I said earlier in the intro, it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged, small turbo, little thing. When you pop the hood, you can't see it, but it's big enough to really give you what you need. All right, number 3, definitely the overall look of the car. At first, when I was looking at it online, because they had sent me an email about what I was getting, and I was excited anyway because I love driving these cars, but I took a look at it and I wasn't so sure. I wasn't so sure by the promotional pictures that I was going to like it. So I was a little uneasy about that, but I've had it for a week now. I'm going to continue to have it for about another week, I think. And I can't get over it. It looks great. It's just a really well-rounded car as far as being an SUV and not looking too bulky. I could give you some comparison cars, but, you know, that's irrelevant. This car looks great. So number 4 is the handling. Again, like I said earlier, it doesn't have the adjustable steering wheel so that you can get a sport one or a loosey-goosey one or anything like that. I think it adjusts a little bit, just a little bit, when you put it in sport mode. But other than that, a problem that I've seen in a lot of cars lately is steering that is way too soft. And by that I mean I'm sure you understand what I mean. But it shouldn't feel like I'm just playing with a toy every time I go to turn the wheel. I want to feel the reactions of the car. I want to, you know, I want to feel the reactions in the steering. I want to be able to feel the reactions in the wheels and everything like that. I want to be able to know that I'm in control. That's important. Now with this car in particular, it's a little bit looser than I like, but you still feel all that, you know, it still feels like you're driving a car. It reacts really well. I still feel like I'm in control. Like I said, it's a little bit looser than I like, but it is comfortable, so that's always good. The other thing about it is the grip. It's one of these newfangled wheels. I don't know what the heck they're making them out of, but it's comfortable, but it's still grippy at the same time, so you don't feel like you're gonna lose anything. The other thing is, this is one of those steering wheels, these newfangled things, that has the squared off bottom. And initially, I didn't think I was gonna like that. I thought it was going to disrupt my usual flow, you know, when I'm making a hard turn or when I'm even just turning in general and I end up at that bottom section of the wheel. I thought it was going to be really weird, but it's actually turned out to not be at all. You know, I'm starting to actually prefer it to a certain extent. The next thing is going to be the GPS. I really like that it comes up in the little heads-up display in between the dials. Direction by direction. It's not a little map, but it'll tell you what the next direction is going to be and how far. You can adjust the volume on how loud the GPS lady talks to you, and even when you have it really loud, she's not annoying. The accuracy has always been really important for me. Now, it's a lot better in general across all GPSs nowadays, especially compared to when they first started coming out. But you know, I've seen while driving in this car, little roads, side roads come up that had not previously been there, like a year ago, 2 years ago, when I started driving Kias. So the fact that that software is continuously updating to give you the most up-to-date possible, that's awesome. Because let me tell you, as a parent, there are going to be times when you need to find like a little road or something to duck off of so that your kid can puke, or you can change a super poopy diaper or something like that. It's pretty great. All right, number 6, I think. We're on to number 6, right? Anyway, is the sound system. Now, obviously, I've gotten to experience this sound system before. It's by a company called Harman Kardon, which has been making sound systems in general and for cars for a long, long time. I even, when I was at the event in San Diego, I even won one of their little Bluetooth speakers, which is really, really good. So the sound system in this is awesome. Completely stock system. They basically, you know, they didn't hold back with how good they wanted to make their stock system. So it's great. Number 7, and this may seem ridiculous. It's definitely one of those, not a need. Definitely not a need, but if you have it, it's awesome, are the heated seats and heated steering wheel. It also comes with the air conditioning for the seats, which obviously, it's December in Pennsylvania. Don't need those. But both of those things heat up really, really quickly, which is such just a savior. It's just so good. It just makes you feel so good. Next is the sunroof, and you can kind of see it, actually you can see it in the angle I've got here. It's basically a full roof sunroof. Only half of it actually completely opens up, which is totally fine. It's awesome. It's awesome for me because I just love sunroofs. It's awesome for my kid because she loves looking at the sky. She loves looking at the moon when the moon is out, that sort of thing. Plus, I mean, just look at it. It goes the whole length of the car. It's so neat. I know. It's not really a new thing, but at the same time, I geek out about it a little bit. The next thing is the interior. Now, I'll include a shot of it at some point, probably right here. Now, it's pretty basic. It's nothing exciting. It's just all black with silver highlights, and that's it. That's all we got going on. But at the same time, although it is a very simple, just very basic looking dashboard and controls and everything like that, it doesn't feel too boring. Like, you know, you don't start yawning in the middle of a drive because you've got this just bland thing to stare at. It looks great. It looks great for being so simple. It feels comfy. It feels good. Now, number 10 might be cheating a little bit. In fact, it is cheating a little bit because, you know, 10 things I like, 10 things I hate things. You know, you're not really supposed to do this, but I like the car as a whole. Now, we'll get to the things that I don't like about it, but the things that I don't like about it don't take away so much from the car entirely. It's still a really nice car. It looks great. It drives great. It's very economical. Economical? Is that the right word? I don't know. It gets good mileage. We'll put it that way. The look of the car, the color, the new wheels, the interior, the comfort, it's just... it's one of those cars that will last you a long time. And unless you're just the type of person who doesn't like this style of car, it's whatever, it happens, you'll never get sick of it. It's great, and it's especially a great family car. All right, so that's going to do it for 10 things that I love. Be sure to tune in next week when I do the 10 things that I hate. It's a short list, kinda. Does that make sense? I mean, as far as number of things, it's just as long as this list, but at the same time, I don't know. You'll find out. So tune in next time for that. Make sure you follow me on the tweets and the Instagrams at @BKMullen_, and we'll see you on the flip-flop. Peace.